Hey fight fans, welcome back to the new episode of Fight News. I'm the Indian accent guy and today we again have 7 new fight announcements including 3 in the UFC. Updates from Ryan Garcia, Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk's next fights and the results of last night's important fights. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let's start it with UFC fight announcements, and Khabib Nurmagomedov in a Russian interview confirms that Islam Makhachev will be the main event against the welterweight champion Jack Della Maddalena in Madison Square Garden at UFC 322 in November. Previously, Islam had said this fight is 90% done, and now Khabib have confirmed that this is now a 100% done deal. Then he also announced the headliner of PFL Dubai October 4th card. According to him, the rematch for the PFL lightweight title between Usman Nurmagomedov versus Paul Hughes is official for PFL Dubai card. Their first fight was a controversial majority decision where Paul Hughes got so much praise for his performance. Then he also confirmed that number 2 ranked UFC bantamweight Umar Nurmagomedov will be headlining UFC Vancouver card October 18th, and we already know his opponent is going to be number 8 ranked Mario Batista. Umar is coming off his title fight loss to Merab Dvalishvili, while Batista is currently riding an 8-fight win streak and coming off a win over Patchy Mix. Other than these 3 fights that Khabib revealed, a flyweight bout is added on Noche UFC 3 card on September 13th. As we already know, Edgar Chairez is out of his fight against Alexandro Costa, and now replacing Chairez is Aldin Correa, who is one of the best prospects out of Texas right now, and this should be an exciting fight at the flyweight division. Then the BKFC announced their cruiserweight title fight for October 25th BKFC Rome card in Italy. Chris Camozzi will be defending his cruiserweight belt for the second time in enemy's territory against Alicio Sakara, who is 1-0 in BKFC. Both fighters are former UFC middleweights. Then ProBox announced their card for September 5th in Washington, D.C. It will be headlined by a super featherweight bout where WBC number 9 ranked Jordan White will be taking on Renee Tellez, with a featherweight co-headliner where WBC number 7 ranked Suleiman Segawa will be taking on Brian Acosta. And these were all the fights that were officially announced. Now if we talk about other UFC updates from upcoming fights, Arman Tsarukyan addressed Ilia Topuria's hesitation to face him, pointing to Islam Makhachev's quote at UFC PI that says fighters should be ready to compete anytime, anywhere. He added, maybe now is a good time for Dana to put up a reminder in the bathroom for Ilia to stand tall in every situation. This came in response to Topuria's claim that he would rather vacate the title than defend it against Arman Tsarukyan, a decision Arman sees as avoiding rightful competition. But here comes the entry of Uncle Chael Sonnen, who reminds people that when Ilia Topuria dropped his 145 belt and moved up to 155, he was going straight for Islam Makhachev. Ali Abdulaziz, the UFC, Ilia Topuria and even Islam Makhachev confirmed that the fight was a done deal if Bilal Muhammad had beaten Jack Della Maddalena. Chael thinks Ilia is just playing with Arman Tsarukyan, Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje for now, and that he will end up fighting Arman in December at the last UFC pay-per-view this year in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. Then UFC middleweight top contender Caio Borralho also had an interview with the Schmo, where he says that he believes Robert Whittaker is nearing the end of his career, and he is also leaning towards Khamzat Chimaev in the next pay-per-view main event, but admits he has been wrong every time he bets against Dricus du Plessis. Then Adrian Yanez says that he wants to fight at Noche UFC in September for his next fight. And now let's talk about some boxing updates. Negotiations for the Alexander Usyk's mandatory WBO heavyweight title defense against the WBO interim champion Joseph Parker still have not started yet. The teams have 21 more days to make a deal or purse bids will be ordered. And if Usyk does not take this fight, he will have to vacate his WBO belt. Then former heavyweight champion Tyson Fury again backtracked on his planned boxing comeback for 2026 and stated that he now intends to stay retired and think that boxing is a young man's game. Then the last update from boxing world, Ryan Garcia says he has one more fight left with Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy and is ready to cut ties with them after. Previously, the rumors had it that Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero 2 is in works, but now Oscar De La Hoya just stated that he doesn't want to make Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero rematch. De La Hoya prefers Ryan Garcia to fight either Teofimo Lopez or another big name opponent. Oscar De La Hoya also gave an update about Virgil Ortiz's next fight, and he says they are looking at October for Ortiz Jr.'s return against somebody obviously in the top 5. And now the results from last night's 3 important cards. First, in UFC Vegas 108 headliner, number 6 ranked UFC flyweight Tetsuro Taira came back into the win column with a statement, dropping the short notice replacement in Park in round 1 and then submitting him via face crank in round 2. With the win, he has solidified him as a contender in a deep flyweight division. Then in Golden Boy's boxing card, WBA number 5 ranked Oscar Duarte got his 4th straight win after losing to Ryan Garcia, and this one via majority decision, where he beat WBA number 4 ranked Kenneth Sims Jr. in a WBA super lightweight title eliminator. If you don't know, the number 1 ranked Andy Hirauka is the current WBA super lightweight mandatory challenger, and while the Duarte vs Sims fight was a WBA title eliminator, it does not override Hirauka's mandatory status. Duarte, while now a contender, would likely need to wait for Hirauka's mandatory challenge to be resolved, or for other circumstances like a first bid failure or Hirauka being bypassed, to get a title shot against the WBA super lightweight champion Gary Antoine Russell. In the co-headliner of this event, former super lightweight champion the G's Porges handed Jojo Diaz his 4th straight loss and then showed his desire to fight Henny Garcia or for the belt at 140 pounds. And Henny wasted no time rejecting the idea of a rematch. And then lastly, in the headliner of BKFC's Turgis card, former UFC fighter Julian Lane won the vacant BKFC welterweight belt by beating 6-0 undefeated Gorjan Selbeski. And that was all in the fight world that you needed to know to stay updated with the fight world. As now you are completely up to date with the fight world, now like the video, share your thoughts in the comment section, and then do whatever you want.